Chair Powell, I've got another question for you. We had the original COVID virus. We've had Delta. We've had some variants that have not been designated as a variant of concern. We've got the Omicron now, which is being viewed as a variant of concern. And after that, we'll have maybe a Pi variant. But I'm a bit worried that the administration has a policy of just zeroing out COVID. That the goal here is to remove a virus that's likely to be around for as long as we're alive. It's going to be like a flu season. But I feel like we're still in this mode where monetary policy or Fed policy is heavily instructed by the risk of another onslaught of a virus. We took the first wave. Now we're dealing with subsequent waves that are variants. So at what point do we just get back to a more normal execution of Fed policy that's not influenced by maybe the next threat, as if it's suggesting we're going to go back to where we were last year? I don't believe that most people think that we would treat a variant the way we had to treat this new virus that's among us. So at what point can we get away from seeing the market, seeing the Fed appear to react based on and implement policy that looks more like what we had to do last year with something new affecting our economy?
You know, so we're not thinking, and I'm not thinking, that the effects on the economy will be remotely comparable to what happened last March with the shutdowns, or that there will be additional shutdowns. We've tried to adapt. We're focused on maximum employment and price stability, and we've tried to adapt our policy as we've moved along. We'll continue to do that. And, you know, part of the world is, I agree with you, we're going to see this disease being around probably for a long time. I think the economic effects over time will diminish. We have to be humble about our ability to predict this or to really understand. But we're not at all thinking that we haven't made progress on the economy, or that, as you suggest.
Well, I think it'd be helpful for the administration to maybe be more specific to the American people to understand that COVID's going to be among us. It's a new virus. It's going to be here. We have to deal with it. We can't have talk or expectations that we would in any way react the way we did last year. Last year, rightfully, but now we have to deal with the fact that it's among us. Secretary Yellen, I'll have to, first, I'd like unanimous consent for a Washington Post fact check on the economists, the Nobel winners that President Biden has cited as the Build Back Better plan actually being non-inflationary. I think if you read further into the letter and you hear other comments by those economists, they say that longer term it may reduce inflation, but shorter term it may increase inflation. And so rather than drilling down on a question, my time has expired, I'd like unanimous consent to submit the fact check and just to say, Secretary Yellen, I think that there are laudable goals in some of what's put into the Build Back Better plan, but I don't think that they're sustainable. I think that the way that they've been passed out of the House are problematic, and I tend to agree with Senator Kennedy that we've got other pressing problems, promises that we've already made to the American people with respect to Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, that are promises that we've already made, that if we continue to add more and more stressors on our debt and our deficit, those are going to be promises that are broken. And then once we get that on sound footing, maybe we should consider other ways to help others.
Without objection, so ordered. Senator Warren from Massachusetts is recognized.